Hello and welcome to the Bold, Unstoppable Show. This is Dr. Rochel Lawson, the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, and have a great show in store for you. I have some wonderful panelists that are joining me today, and we're going to be talking to you all, not just the ladies, but to all of you all about being resilient, and particularly resilient women, and how we thrive after setbacks. So, as I like to say, find a place to sit, gather, something you may want to write with, get your favorite beverage, and just engage and enjoy our conversation. And if you have any insights, please feel free to post them in the chat. We don't mind that at all. Please feel free to post your questions or anything in the chat, and then I will direct them to the ladies and we'll engage them in our conversation. So with that being said, I'm the owner and founder of Blissful Living for You. And let Claudine introduce herself. Hi, Claudine.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Rochel. And I'm Claudine from Beyond Conquerors Ministry. And what we do is that we help women to get back up again, those who have been knocked down by life difficulties, to get back up again and start chasing after their dreams.
Love it. Well, welcome to the show. Our next
Thank you.
panelist this evening is Regina. Regina, tell us a little bit about you.
Great evening, everyone. My name is Regina Martin, and I am the founder of Dare to Dream Motivational Speaking and Coaching. The platform is designed to empower young women and seasoned professionals about how to design their ideal life and begin designing the next chapter of their life, whether they're graduating from high school, college, or they're trying to figure out what the next chapter should look like in the workforce as a seasoned professional.
I love it. Well, welcome, ladies, to the Bold Unstoppable Show. So, as I mentioned in the opening, life challenges can leave us feeling stuck. Sometimes it can feel us leaving defeated, but resilience is where transformation begins. And so, this episode, I want to celebrate women who have risen above adversity and thrive. And I also want to be able to share with the viewers and listeners a little bit about tools that we've all used to build resiliency and navigate setbacks that we may have encountered, as well as turning our pain into purpose and how we have led that. It guided us to be the resilient women that we are today. So my first question is, first of all, what is the definition of resilience to you, and why does it mean that to you? And I'm going to start with you, Claudine, since you are right next to me, I guess, in this box.
Yes. So to me, resiliency is when something happens to you and then you get back up again. You quickly recover from that and get back up again and do something beautiful from that. Because all of us, we started life expecting to reach our goals and our destinies, but somewhere along the way, something unexpected happens to us that we feel like we are in a low place. Even if we are in a low place, we need to get back up again. For example, but one thing is that we pay attention to that thing that put us in that low place. And when we are in that low place, we pray. If you pray, you pray, and then you meditate just to make sure to see what God is trying to tell you, because a time will come that you will be released from that low place. And when you get
Okay, so let's get Regina's take on what does resilience. Thank you, Claudine. That's beautiful. Regina, what does resilience mean to you, and why?
Resilience means to me when you face adversity and when you want to step out of your comfort zone, do it scared. That's what resilience means to me. Sometimes we have to do things out of the ordinary to discover the extraordinary. And that is something that a lot of women can relate to, because we are put in a box and we check the boxes off about what society says that we should be doing and could be doing, but then we limit ourselves. So when I say do it scared, I mean, just think about what is something that you've always wanted to do and something that you've always desired to do, and just go for it. The worst that you can do is sit back and you don't do it and you don't act on it. And when you don't act on things, you live with regret. So do it
Love
scared.
it. I love it. So there you have it. So we have a definition of what resilience means for each of these ladies, and then some examples as to what it is, or a vision of what resilience looks like. So now I want to ask this with regards to resilience and persistence. What is your definition for persistence? And Regina, let me have you take that first.
Being persistent means that you have to rediscover who you are, and you have to design your journey the way you want it. Because again, it's one of those things where we put ourselves in a position where we allow get the voices in our head to dictate what we should be doing versus what we can be doing. And we all are gifted in some form or fashion. And being persistent means putting yourself in a position where you're keeping your head down and you're staying focused and being patient and giving yourself grace. You have to give yourself time to develop what it is that you're trying to develop. And sometimes it requires you to take your time, do it right, and being in a position where you surround yourself with people who want to see you win.
Okay, so great. Okay, so now I want to ask this. Have either of you ladies had an incident in your life where you had to show a bit of resiliency?
Yes, I have. Before I started the journey that I'm on now, I used to work for the federal government. And there was a woman who did not want to work with me because of who I was and what I looked like. And she felt as though I was not meeting the standard. And she refused to work with me. And she thought that that was going to intimidate me, but all that did was make me stronger. And it was almost one of those things where I had to prove to her that I wasn't what she perceived me to be. And as luck would have it, she needed to reach out to me and she needed my help. And when she realized the capability and the experience that I brought to the table, she quickly changed her mind. And that took a great deal of resiliency because, the voices in my head were telling me to say one thing to her, but I had to keep it professional because it was like, you know what, lady, I got something for you. Just
Right.
you just sit back and you just sit back. So that's an example that I can share that definitely spoke to resiliency and being persistent and letting people see me for the real me and not hiding behind what someone else's expectations of me are.
I love it. And this is perfect. We have to take a quick break, but we'll be right back with the Bold Unstoppable Show, talking about resilience and how us women can rise from the items that keep us striving forward. All right, we'll be right back. All righty, we are back with the Bold Unstoppable Show. I'm Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, and we're talking about resiliency and what that means to us and how we as women can allow resilience to open up avenues for us to transform our lives. So I want to ask you, Claudine, with regards to resilience, what can you share? I want to now take it to what can you share with women that might be struggling with that muscle of building resiliency, particularly if they're coming from a painful situation, such as a broken heart or loss of employment?
Yes. So, what I would like to share with them, first of all, my story is I'm originally from Africa. You can hear that from my accent. And then I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. And then in 2003, God miraculously opened up the door for me to come into the United States. And I came here with $13 in my pocket. I did not speak English. I did not know anything about English. But the next 7 years, so first of all, when I came here, I felt like I stepped from everything that I was familiar with and then stepped into unfamiliar. So that alone is a resiliency right there. So while I'm here, everything was so different for me, the language, the food, the culture, everything. So, but in that situation, what should I do? I had the choice to make. So I spent the next 7 years to learn English and then to have my bachelor's degree, and then was able to get a job with a federal contracting company. And then after that, and my assignment was at the Department of Agriculture. After that, I wrote my book. So I want to encourage everyone who is listening and watching us today, no matter what you are going through, even if it is a financial problem, abuse, discouragement, whatever, betrayal, you can get back up again and start chasing after your dreams. And one of the things that I have discovered over the years is that once I step into the next level and then I see some kind of blockage, some kind of barrier, the one thing that I need to do, I did for myself, was to check myself to see what is it that I needed to do. And one of the things that I have
Hold on
discovered.
one second. I'm sorry, Claudine. We have to take a break. So we'll be right back with the
Okay,
Bold Unstoppable show, and we'll continue our conversation about resiliency and how we can strive for through it all. We'll be right back.
thank you.
Okay, this is Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, and we are back with the Bold Unstoppable show. We're talking about resiliency and how we can build resiliency and thrive to be resilient, even through some of the most challenging setbacks that we might experience. I want to turn it to a little bit about turning pain into purpose and how that relates to resiliency. So, Regina, can you share an incident about how you did this, or better yet, can you guide the listeners and the viewers on how an individual may be able to turn pain into purpose through resiliency?
Sorry. Trying to be obedient and keep my phone, my mic on mute. So, you don't have to be in the middle of chaos and look like chaos. And I say that to say, for me, my episode of chaos is when my husband suffered a stroke, and we had our children were small, and I had to transport him to the hospital. And I had to keep it together, because I couldn't let him know that I was scared. I couldn't let my kids know that I was scared. But at the same time, I was in the middle of that chaos, but I did not allow people to see the chaos in me. So I say that to women that are listening. You could be going through something, but you don't have to allow your circumstance to define how you are in the circumstance. You could be in the storm, and no one needs to know that you're in the storm. And again, it has to do with mindset. It has to do with focus. And it also has to do with who you surround yourself with. Being around people that are like-minded and that can strengthen you and work with you as a village will help you to define what chaos should not look like versus what it does look like. So don't let the chaos define you.
Man, that I agree. Another good set of words of wisdom. I love that. Don't let the chaos define you. I know we've all have experienced chaos in our lives, and it is how you rise up out of that chaos that can lead to great things. It's almost like a metamorphosis and a transformational process. Those that rise do end up surviving and thriving, but those that get stuck, well, sometimes it takes, as I say, community to lift someone up. And speaking on that with regards to community, how do we, as a gender, a gender of ladies, females, or those that identify, how do we enable and support each other to be resilient in this day and age with the climate we're in and all the changes that are going on? How do we enable and support each other to be resilient in this type of climate? And if you could limit your answers to about a minute, that would be great. Claudine, let me ask you that. Let me start with you with regards to that question.
Yes, so the way we can help each other is to be there for each other, and then to be there with each other. For example, my ministry here in Silver Spring is that I help provide food to families every Friday, and we have helped we have provided over 9,000 meals to
Wow.
families. Yes. So another way that I help the women is to provide them with courses that can help them get move past the past pain, and so that they can develop the tools in order to move forward in life. And that course is emotional healing course.
Love it. What about you, Regina? What are your thoughts about supporting women out there with being resilient?
I think that when it comes to building your circle or building your vision or village, excuse me, we have to learn how to speak less and listen more. Sometimes what tends to happen is you can have somebody that can call you up to on the phone and you start a conversation about what's going on in your life and in your day and stuff like that, but you don't really lean in to find out how is the person on the other end of the line doing. And we need to stop treating everything like it's a competition. I am not competing with you. You are not competing with me. There's enough real estate out here for everybody to get a piece of something. And I think that if we get out of that programming of feeling like, okay, she's got one up on me, we need to be able to learn how to listen to each other, because you'd be surprised what you find out about a person and that you share commonalities.
I love that. I mean, it's so interesting. It's funny how there's different avenues within society that pit, us against each other. There's, women pitted against women. There's men pitted against women. There's, races pitted against each other. There's states pitted against each other. There's countries, it's just all this strife that goes on. But in the context of some of the most challenging moments within, I'm going to just say, the history of our nation, particularly within the last few years, some of the most challenging moments, it was very interesting to see how the diversity of certain people came together to support a cause, a movement that led and helped the resilience to be built up and recognized by those who needed to recognize it. And I'm thinking, right now, the Black Lives Matter movement, how it was, mostly African American people, but there were people of all color coming together to support Black lives and to help others understand that Black lives do matter. And through that coming together, it allowed us as a nation of people to become more resilient in supporting each other with the cause of understanding that we're all created equal. We're all alike. There's nobody different, nobody better. We all gonna be born, live, pay taxes, and die eventually. That's just the way it is. And so I like this conversation because it's not just focused on, of course, we're talking about women today, but it's not just focused on one aspect. We're talking about all areas of life. There's, Regina, you talked about your job. Claudine talked about her, traveling over from her native country over here, not knowing the language and finding the courage and resilience to not only, learn the language, but get a degree and have a nonprofit and help others. And so I think the basic message is when we come together as a people and support each other from where we are, we can go so much further to where we want to where we want to go. And I'm going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with the Bold, Unstoppable Show. All right, we are back at the Bold Unstoppable Show. This is Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, the Queen of Feeling Fabulous, and we are talking about resiliency on this show today. And we've the ladies have shared how they've overcome barriers and how important it is to build supporting networks and how we should support each other as a sisterhood versus pitting ourselves against one another. That does no one any good, and we all end up falling way behind. But with regards to resiliency, what is one thing, if you had to leave a message with someone about resiliency, what is one thing that you would like to share with them right now? And Claudine, let's start with you.
Yes, so the one thing that I would like to share with anybody who is watching us is forgiveness. Because when we forgive, we allow ourselves to move forward in life, to reach our destinies. It helps us not to be stopped. So that's one thing I can share with everyone.
Oh, I love that. Beautiful. Forgiveness. Okay, Regina. Uh-oh. I think Regina
that I would like to leave with people is that you are the author of your own story. No one can tell your story like you can tell it. And just like you have a blank page and you're equipped with a pen, you can write that story and you can control your destiny. And you have the power to change how that.
We've got a little technical difficulties going on, but basically what she's saying is you are the author of your own story and you can take each chapter and write it as you would like it to be. And even if you're going through something in a particular chapter, the next chapter could be about how you rise up out of that and led yourself into being even more resilient than you thought it was going to be. And so I love that we're talking about this because again, in this day and age when people are losing their jobs, the economy is doing funny things, the price of basically just living is going up, food, gas, supplies, everything. I think this is going to be one of those moments in the history of the United States where not only the women, but the men as well, we're going to need to show a little bit of resiliency and exercise that muscle to get through to the other side. It's like we're going to have to be extremely persistent and being resilient and making sure that we put ourselves first and put our best foot forward each and every day, not to let something hold us back or bring us down, but just to know if we move forward inch by inch, we will get stronger and we will survive this challenge. So in 20 seconds, ladies, last words you want to say with regards to our conversation today about resiliency. Let me start with you, Claudine. Last words you would like to say or share with the audience about resiliency.
My last word is never leave your dreams. Never stop pursuing your dreams. Whatever you have in your heart, that dream is God that puts it in there. Never give up on your dreams because obstacles will come. Things will come your way to stop you. Why? It's because you're gonna be a blessing to other people tomorrow. So no matter what you are facing, no matter what the obstacle is, never give up on your dreams.
Oh, I love that. Thank you, Claudine, for that message. Regina, the message that you would like to share. Uh-oh. I think Regina may still be experiencing technical difficulties, so I'll keep it moving. A message I would like to share about being resilient is remember that Resiliency is a muscle that you have to exercise. And the more you exercise it, the more resilient you will get. Things will come upon your path for sure. And sometimes these things are divinely put upon your path to help you develop that resiliency and that persistence you need to get to where it is that the divine has in store for you. Don't ever, ever, ever give up, no matter how challenging it may be, how tough that walk, that journey may be. Never ever give up, because if it's something that you want, if it's something that you desire to have, then the resiliency will take you there and beyond. So like Claudine says, never give up on your dreams. And I'm saying never give up on your dreams and continue to always be resilient no matter what. Regina, are you with us?
I am. I'm here.
Okay, we're going to let you close it out with the last words of wisdom for resilience for the audience and the listeners today.
You are the architect of your dreams.
I love it. I love it. And that's it. That's our show tonight. This is Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson, the queen of feeling fabulous. And I've had some fabulous guests with panelists with me tonight. Claudine, her story is definitely a story of being resilient. And Regina, with her words of wisdom on how we can all be resilient as women as we lead forward on our journeys. So as I said in the beginning, hope you took some notes and paid attention to the words of wisdom that was shared with you tonight. But also subscribe to the show if you like what you hear. If you ever want to be involved and be a panelist, reach out to us. We always are looking for fabulous panelists to come on the show and share words of wisdom with those that are our listeners and our viewers. In the meantime, I'm going to say go out and live the life of your dreams, because as I was told a long, long time ago, today is the first day of the rest of your life. So now, why not go out and make today, well, we're almost through today, okay, tomorrow, but why not go out and make it the best day possible? And no matter what comes upon your path, just kick it to the side and keep on striving for it like the queen that you are. Until next time, this is Dr. Rochel Marie Lawson saying goodbye from the Bold, Unstoppable Show. Bye, everyone.